Go to the center of gravity's pull and find your planet. You will. The data must have been erased.
But Master Yoda, who could empty information from the archives? That's impossible, isn't it?
Dangerous and disturbing this puzzle is. Only a Jedi could have erased those files. But who and why? Harder to answer. Meditate on this. I will.
Welcome back to Spitball Cinema. Today is part 2 of the prequel series. We're doing Clone Wars. I'm Shane.
I'm Scott.
I'm David.
And with us again is
Stacy.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
Stacy, for being here.
Welcome. It's been fun. Scott.
I didn't say anything.
So Scott's my brother, so you're gonna have some sibling stuff going
No,
on.
he's gonna be nice and professional.
I haven't been nice since the day she was born.
That's for sure. That I can attest to that.
I don't think I've ever seen him be professional, so
Yeah.
It's all order there, but
Professional.
hey, it's Clone Wars time.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I absolutely love this movie. This movie was so. My kids were a little older. I think Matthew was 5. We could not wait to go out to see this in theaters. Kayla was 7, and
Came out in 2002.
yeah,
Huh.
and we just absolutely loved this movie. I mean, this movie actually, I mean, my kids when they were littler, they liked Phantom Menace, okay, but this movie was so they were so impressionable with this movie that I remember my son's birthday. He had the Jedi robe and the Padawan braid.
Nice.
Anakin was he absolutely loved Anakin, and Kayla had for his birthday party, Kayla had the white Padme outfit from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just thrusted them into Star Wars fans as kids. So it was kind of cool to see because I was such a Star Wars fan when I was a kid, Scott and I, and then to see your own kids embrace it like they did, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I still
Definitely.
do. If it's on, I'll watch it.
Now, how long did you guys go rent it, the Phantom Menace, before you guys
Yes, yeah, because I hadn't seen it in the Phantom Menace in the theater, so yeah, we rented it um not too long before
You guys
Attack of the
saw it?
Clones came out, so they could kind of get the backstory, understand it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could tell because this movie was way more intense.
Oh, from the get-go.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like from
But
the
but you know how you talked about sound during the race of the
oh,
first one,
yeah.
that first shot of her ship going on to that planet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
going on to Coruscant through the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only
It
was it
beautiful.
beautiful, but it sounded so cool.
And it was yeah, and then the
Yeah.
them
going in.
walking off the ship and the
Explosion.
explosion was
Yeah.
what is going on
Everybody in the
here? Is that
theater,
Padme?
yeah, they all jumped.
And you had that one asshole. He's like, I guess there was no danger here.
Mhm.
I mean, like,
You always have to road this.
And then you're
he's like, yeah.
I mean, for the first time, right, the first time viewer of seeing that explosion and seeing it was her, you're like, what? And then of course, Padme's in the other ship in her.
They're always confusing me with that crap.
Yeah, that's when
Well,
Keira
that's the
Knightley.
point of it.
Well, we didn't know.
It's when
I mean,
Keira Knightley dies.
That's the point
Was that
of
Keira
it.
was that
Knightley?
her?
Yeah.
Was that Keira Knightley
Yeah.
in that
Well,
one?
see, we didn't
She
know
died.
if we. I believe she got killed because they killed Liam Neeson and the
Right.
best Sith Lord that they had ever. So you were like, "Holy crap! It could have been her."
Yeah, I mean the action from the beginning on that movie, and then of course this movie also introduces Hayden Christensen as a grown-up Anakin. He's probably what 18 or something like that.
I think so.
I'm not seeing Keira Knightley in this
16 or 18.
in this movie.
Well, we're wrong then.
I don't think it was Keira Knightley that played Dorme. Dorme's
No,
the
that
one
was
that got,
Rose Byrne.
was she Dorme?
Mm-hmm.
Was Dorme the one that got killed in the platform?
No,
I don't know.
No, Corday.
That's a good
Corday.
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 Corday Dorme.
Well, it's important to get
Corday.
to get it
What was
right.
her name? Corday.
Corday, yeah.
Corday. Okay, I'll research it.
cool.
But it was introduced Hayden Christensen, which was Anakin,
Oh,
and
Corday was played by Veronica Segura.
oh,
Segura.
Veronica.
Yeah. Well, they all look alike.
They look alike.
All those bodyguards look alike.
All those
We
bodyguards.
apologize for the Natalie Portman lookalikes.
So Anakin's now the pad.
Horny.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Can't stop talking, thinking about it.
He's the grown up kind of
Yeah.
Padawan, and Obi-Wan is now his master, and
And looking very Obi-Wan.
very Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
He had
yeah.
the longer hair,
Hair,
the braid was
beard,
gone, the beard,
stuff.
he
So-
was so cool.
Oh my
And
God, yeah.
I love that scene, and when they go up the elevator to to Padme's
Yeah.
place, and Anakin and Obi-Wan see her for the first time. It's been 10 years, and
Did they ever explain the age difference between those two?
Yeah, it's like I think it was like I think he was supposed to be like 9 initially, and she was supposed to be 14. And
So
so there's
5
like a
years.
5-year thing.
Okay.
The 9 and 14, he kind of modeled it a little bit after like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, where they're like really young.
mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So basically, Padme's a bit of a cougar.
Atta girl, Natalie
Space
Portman. Yeah. I love that scene because from right away from that scene, you can tell that there's some friction between Obi-Wan and Anakin already.
Yeah.
Because, he's Obi-Wan's laying out what we're gonna do and what Anakin needs to do, and Anakin says, "Why?" And he was like, "What?"
He said that in front of the. Was that in front of the council?
No,
No, no,
Oh,
I'm talking the scene where they go up
Elevator.
to Padme's penthouse at the
Oh
first.
yeah.
And then Anakin smarts back, why? And he's like, "This is not for Jedi. It's for local security, And Obi-Wan says, "You will do what you're instructed, and we won't go over this exercise again."
Yeah.
So you can tell that they've had some issues with Anakin being defiant, which kind of sets kind of a foundation of what's
He
coming.
knew that he had to be there because Anakin could have just. He probably knew how powerful he was, and he was trying to keep him at bay. But from like past incidents that we didn't see or hear about, because doesn't Obi-Wan say something about about another job that
Yeah, they reference kind of like other things that they've done in the past.
yeah,
But to me, I always think
Yeah,
of
because
it
he
as-
said he saved Obi-Wan's life.
that's it.
Remember
Yeah.
he said and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's right." Obi-Wan, he kind of laughs. He does that.
Yeah.
Well, see, I always looked at that scene though as like Anakin trying to kind of puff up a little bit.
Yeah,
sound,
impress.
sound more
Well,
important.
he's
be
always
more
trying to act
impressive,
grown
and-
up.
Yeah.
He's always trying to act,
He was
Yeah.
just trying to impress.
Impress
Yeah,
Padme a little bit.
And actually, what he said wasn't wrong, but you don't say the quiet part out loud when you're a Jedi. It's like,
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
everyone's just like, hey, keep it quiet. We're, probably going to do that anyway, but, say it.
Yeah.
I guess Obi-Wan was a little lacking on the discipline part. Hey, whip
But-
his ass once in a while, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But I just remember in the movie theater at this scene, right after the scene where Padme goes to bed, and they're kind of making sure security's safe because somebody's trying to kill her, and those little centipede
That
things
was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that
that
was cool.
that come after her, and they
R2's
come
in her
but
room,
but
and
the-
Yeah.
Obi-Wan just jumps out of the window after that thing that's outside the window. I mean, it was action packed.
It was awesome.
They're in there and they're like arguing back and forth over who's better. They got this lightsaber measuring thing going on.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
when he jumps out of that window,
I
just
was like,
oh,
Yeah.
Did he just jump out the window? He's such a badass.
Oh, God, yeah.
We want you
And
could have used the elevator.
but
Yeah.
he's hanging from that robot thing in the air, and
Mhm.
it's knocking him everywhere. And
Yeah.
then in Anakin, you can see Anakin like,
Like,
okay, I'm gonna
save
go
his
get the
butt
car.
again. Yeah.
Let me go get the car, and he goes and
That whole
well,
car chase thing was awesome. Well, not car chase, but space
Right.
Yeah,
ship
well,
chase.
It was very
one of the
interesting.
things was the setting because at the end of the original trilogy when you get the Return of the Jedi and you get the little glimpse of Coruscant where they're pulling down the statue of Palpatine and you see everybody cheering and stuff, and that's the only time you ever see Coruscant, and then you see it just a little bit in the Phantom Menace, which was amazing. But in the Clone Wars, you actually get to kind of go around the city.
and you get to
see
be
more
in
of
the
it,
city.
and
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
at night, and they're doing all the cars coming through, so the colors are just amazing.
yeah,
And
the neon and the
oh yeah, and you
kind of looks
just
like Times
see
Square.
yeah, and you
This
can just see
scene,
how deep the levels of the city
yeah.
go. It's just amazing.
And I don't think Coruscant was in the original Return of the Jedi. You don't see it
I
at
don't think
you
so.
don't see it on the original.
No, no, no.
I think they mentioned
No,
it, right?
they
You mean at
no,
the
they don't. Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's the extended
it's the
ones when
extended.
he came through and redid it and showed the
Yes,
different
showed the
locations.
different
Yeah,
Oh,
locations celebrating.
it's becoming
Yeah,
normal now, so it's like it's hard to
right.
remember that it wasn't there.
It showed like
Yeah,
Naboo celebrating in
yeah. So
Coruscant. So really, if you didn't watch the extended, this is probably the Phantom Menace was the first
yeah,
little peek of it. But
gotcha.
this one, yeah, it was like
yeah, full on.
crazy. And I love it the scene where they go into the bar.
Oh, yeah.
There's some foreshadowing there
Yeah.
because
Before we get into that real quick, I want to go back to something.
I don't appreciate him
Well, I
interrupting
mean,
me.
because this is, I'm going to forget if I don't. If,
Are you talking about
I'm
the chasing?
no,
Yeah.
even before the chase scene, I never understood why Anakin and why they did it this way. He's just like from the very beginning. Oh, I haven't seen her in such a long time, Master. I'm so nervous, and he's talking like this, and I'm like, dude, you were just a little kid. Why is he so infatuated? I
He
think
probably
it's
saw the pictures of
yeah,
her.
but
And, you
they
know,
should have
alone
when he
time.
goes in there to like when they were going into the protector. That's when he should start to be kind of attracted to her, and then they gradually
Hide him in the closet.
gradually he falls in love with her. But right from the beginning,
Well, if you remember in the Phantom Menace,
yeah, he does a little.
no, in
Yeah.
the Phantom Menace, when he gives her the little
Yeah, that's like his first crush. Gives her
his
the divorce snippet.
yeah, the little
Yeah,
thing, and he said, she said a lot of things are going to change when we get to the capital, Annie, but my caring for you will remain. And he said, I care for you too. They had a friendship, and he didn't. You got to remember, he was a little kid. He didn't have any friends. He didn't have
Right.
anybody. So she was like his friend, a really good friend.
Yeah, but he wasn't wanting to see his friend.
Well, how do you know that?
Because the way he was acting.
All these
well, Scott, see,
years.
you don't look at it that way when you watch Braveheart, when the little girl gives him the thistle, and then later on he
Yeah,
tracks
but
her
they were,
down and gives.
but they
her
were
the
both
thistle.
kids. They were both kids.
They were both kids.
They were both kids
in the Phantom
too.
Menace.
No, she wasn't.
She's
She was
14.
14. He was 9. 5 years.
No,
I
In,
mean,
in real life, she was like 20 something.
Well, I know about
Exactly.
so I mean,
but then I'm saying it
but
just
he
seemed
was
like it was.
nervous because he hadn't seen his friend in 10 years. I'm
Right.
nervous
Did
to
you
see
know he
her.
And he's
probably had like
seen pictures of her or heard her on the news.
Well,
I'm
they're
sure
probably all
he's
taped.
sick.
They're probably all taped
he's
up on the
probably like,
wall with
Yeah, he's a
wet
goddamn
marks
stalker.
and
Dang!
He's a freaking stalker. Anakin's a stalker. That's what
he can force him shoot.
you know. I just
Don't bring the black light into
I
Anakin's
thought that
room.
was a little bit too rushed. I thought it was too
I would
rushed.
watch that movie.
Well, but I didn't think
I
so.
think it was good because it. How else are you going to set that up other than him talking about being nervous about seeing someone that he had a crush on?
Dude, they
all
had to
those
have an
years ago?
undressing scene.
You know.
That would have
Well,
started.
I mean,
up.
when he started protecting her, that's when they should have started. Gradually, you could see him getting more and
I
more.
understand.
Now, see, I understand what you're talking about, and that's where the deleted scenes come in again.
Yeah.
Because it is amazing what Lucas deletes from movies when he the character building and the world building that he just chucked for the sake of pacing and timing is absolutely astonishing. Because later on, when he does get tasked with taking Amidala back, you know, she introduces him. She
To her
goes home
family.
to her family, her mom and her dad and her sister,
It's a good scene.
and it's a great scene. And Anakin's there, and they're like, "What is this, your boyfriend?" You know, and she's like, "No, no, you know, it's my bodyguard." They're like, "Uh huh," you know, and you see this family banter, and you see him trying to be, you know, kind of a stand-up kind of guy, you
Right.
know, around and try to convince them that he's going to protect her and all this other stuff. And
Mhm.
they're great scenes
Yeah.
that were just thrown out. And she talks about, you know, the work that she did in her youth, helping to resettle an alien population. The planet was dying, and you know, so you get the
Where
more
did you
personal
where did you
story.
see
I
where did you see
I
this?
On
The
like
d-
some of the bonus
I
scenes from the
I
movies, yeah.
I
Okay.
did not like those scenes at all. I thought it was absolutely spot on that they were cut out of that movie.
I can see why you
I
say that.
I thought
It would have
I
ruined the
thought it
pacing.
was just dumb.
Oh,
I
I
thought
thought they
I
were
thought I
great.
thought it was
I thought
dumb.
they
I
were
thought the acting was not good. I thought it was just corny with her family. I just thought it when I saw him I thought, "Oh
The
my God,
first
no."
time.
I thought no wonder he cut those out because I just didn't care for it
Oh,
at
see,
all.
but I like those better than him riding the big puffy,
Yeah, I thought that was dumb
like
too.
the
Oh,
puffy animal where he's like
yeah,
surfing on the back of this thing.
yeah. I
Yeah.
probably
I'm
want to
like,
cut that too.
and then falls down
Yeah.
in the grass in this cheesy
I
pose
mean,
from every
yes,
And he's
romantic
like,
yeah.
you know, and all that. You know, it's just like,
Yeah, no,
Andy, are you okay?
I
You
would
know?
agree with you on that for
Yeah, so for me,
sure.
I'd cut that and I'd put the other stuff
Put
in
that in.
because it's a little more humanizing.
Well,
And
But
there's also that. Why did he laugh so weird in the chase scene?
in the
And then, yeah, he's like,
pull up, Anakin, pull up.
get that. Like,
Well, I think they were trying to show that he's just
Psycho?
kind of unhinged,
Mm.
you know. But yeah, that laugh was a little creepy.
Yeah.
But I will say,
fun-loving Jedi.
See,
Yeah.
they should have like kept the scene with the family in, and then he goes into like her mom's bedroom and
Yeah.
What?
or her bedroom.
And then
I'm trying to make it more interesting.
then all of a sudden
Shane, I feel like
Qui-Gon
you-
shows up all of a sudden.
I
And
feel like Shane and I are the only ones that are having intellectual. These two are going.
Well,
yeah,
I will
Qui-Gon
say
it was
says,
like-
Anakin, no!
The Mace Windu space.
And he's like, he's like, damn, Anakin, I didn't know you were that big.
Oh my God.
And then the stupid story about the sand.
Well, wait a minute. We got to back up. We got to back up because
Okay.
I want to talk about the foreshadowing in the movie.
Oh,
the
the
chasing.
drain?
No,
Oh.
when they go into the bar.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
When
okay,
they
gotcha.
first are walking in the bar trying to find this person who was trying to kill.
shapeshifter and
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And that guy tries to sell him, what was they called? Death
Death
sticks.
sticks.
yeah, but
Yeah.
before that, when they're walking in, Obi-Wan says, "Why do I feel like you're going to be the death of me?"
That's
And
it.
you're like, "Oh,
That's,
you
that's
are."
what
Yeah.
you.
Well,
That
no,
was back
everybody.
then.
Dude, I remember
Foreshadowing.
we all.
It was just a tongue in cheek.
No,
I think you'll be
there
the
was
death-
an undertone to it.
No.
Yes,
Why
there
do I
was.
think you'll
everybody
be
in the
the-
theater went, ooh.
Thank
You know,
you,
they-
Shane.
I didn't.
Thank
It was
you,
just
Shane.
Yeah,
tongue
you
in
did. I was
cheek.
sitting next to you, dumbass.
No,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
because everybody was just like,
Oh,
everybody,
yeah.
everybody
I
went,
think me and you were the only ones that laughed.
But
but then like when the
Excuse my language.
in the other scene where everyone in the audience reacted was the cheesy fireplace scene where Anakin like starts hitting on her and they got a
Yes.
big fire in the fireplace.
Right.
Literally everyone in the movie theater
Cringe.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like,
Oh.
it's so bad.
Dave went.
I bet he did. But I love that
And
scene.
he
And
still does every-
I was like,
to this day.
I'm here to fix your cable.
I,
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, and look, I mean, real quick, that scene. Okay,
Oh,
no, we got to be friends, but I'm wearing this black dominatrix choker thing around my neck with my boobs coming out. I mean, no, Anakin. You know, I'm like, really?
He's
Okay.
decided. No, and he's like, damn it, all right.
That's
little Qui-Gon gets on his shoulder like a
Little Darth Maul gets on the other side.
Don't you touch that young
I mean,
You do it now.
come on, Padme, you're being a big tease right there. I mean, I'm a girl, and I would say she did that on purpose. That outfit.
I mean, that little boy always, what the fuck? I've been like, bitch, are you serious?
You want to see my second lightsaber? Shit.
Oh,
Look at this. It's purple, too.
I don't even know where to recover from this. I really don't.
All right, so they
Okay.
have that stupid dinner scene where he pulls up the apple and does his little finger magic.
Wasn't
I thought it was a pair, but it was
I haven't seen it.
Being so far ahead. I'm back
Oh,
to
we
the
are?
bar.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So I love this. I love
Anyone's
this
going back to a bar, it's you, Stacey.
Yeah.
for sure.
So okay,
I
so
love the comical aspects, you know, of the guy, hey, you want to buy some death sticks?
yeah,
You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you.
and how he flips the cigarette.
Yeah,
back
he's
in,
like,
yeah.
you want to go home and rethink your life. I want to go home and rethink my life. I like how they did that because that kind of pays homage to A New Hope with Obi-Wan
Yeah.
talking to doing the Force with the
Move
stormtrooper.
on, yeah,
Move on.
that's
You know,
true.
so I thought that was really cool.
That
I'm
is-
sorry, you guys. I can't get back to this because
No, no, okay,
I've
so
got some
no.
teenagers here.
so they're in the bar, and then it was kind of tense also because you thought that that person could have shot either one of them.
Yeah, well, and right before the bar scene, the girl that they were chasing, you saw a glimpse that she was a shapeshifter when she turned her head, and
Yeah.
it turned into like this.
Well, she was coming up against
She-
Obi-Wan with I call it a gun, but
Yeah.
what is it?
Phaser?
Not a phaser,
Whatever it
but
was.
whatever it was.
Blaster.
Blaster. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you see the first sight of Jango Fett.
Well, it's actually
You do?
also where you see
Yeah.
Obi-Wan cut
Yeah.
somebody else's hand off in a bar.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Django, because after
he's the one that
he's
shoots
the
the
one that
dart.
shoots the dart at her,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
you see him fly up, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know,
That's right. Forgot. Camino Kronos.
we haven't got to Camino yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, you're skipping ahead.
Well, I thought that was a kind of tell us who hired you. Now.
Tell us now.
It's like Psycho. I mean, jeez.
Well, I
it's
think
showing.
He's a good cop and bad cop.
I know.
But it's he's trying to show that Anakin is unhinged. His emotions are
He's-
good and bad. He's starting to develop the.
I think he's bipolar.
Well, he's very bipolar. I think so too.
Yeah.
But that's him showing that darkness starting to come out.
I think he's got DSB,
He probably needs Adderall.
What's that?
deadly semen buildup. And that he's
Oh my
around Padma all the
God.
time, and yeah, that's why he's so
Well, they're
jacked up.
both all sexually frustrated.
Yeah, they're all
Oh,
jacked up. So
Anakin.
he hasn't had any Jedi release.
Wow.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
sure this is not safe for
This
kids
is-
to listen to.
I was gonna say, it's like
I
couldn't help. I couldn't help.
I
I could.
Oh, wait till we do Toy Story.
Yeah, you got So I couldn't help.
You have just ruined Attack of the Clones for so many people right now.
Oh my god.
Um,
Good one, sir. Good one.
no.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I think we should go to
Now, is that our first sighting of Boba Fett?
Django,
Jango Fett.
his
Jango
dad.
Fett.
Yeah, that's the first one.
So this is where
Gotcha.
I thought was interesting when we start Obi-Wan's trying to figure out who hired this shapeshifter to kill.
Padme.
He's trying to narrow it down. He goes to the old diner with his old friend Dex, who's big old pot belly, and
Yeah, and that's
How
and
you
kind of
doing, Dex?
yeah, and uses four hands to pull the But right before that, and that's
Come
where
here, Tubby.
that's where they pull Anakin away because they
hmm
put Obi-Wan on the case, and Palpatine's kind of like, oh, you should have Anakin
very
watch
good
it,
Yeah.
point.
and he steers him to this tense emotional kind of
Uh-huh.
Yes,
thing.
because he
Yeah.
knows where that's gonna go.
Yeah,
He
Yep.
so
knows
he
it.
He
knows
has
that
to.
playing on his
Yeah.
emotions is what's going to help turn him because when he develops those attachments, that's when he's going to be able to sink his
Right.
claws into it.
Mm.
Right.
So he kind of manipulates that
He
situation.
does. He
Is
does.
that and it's
But
a rule, right? They can't get married.
not supposed to. Yeah,
Oh.
no, you
So yeah,
can't, and there's other things too. But yeah, no.
Well, he knew
that's a
once he
very
was
good
alone
point.
with
Yeah.
Padme.
Yeah. But it's interesting because you get Anakin and Padme on their own, and then you get the really cool detective story, which
Yes.
is really what it is.
I
It's
liked
a
it.
really cool detective
It
story.
really is.
is.
It's like watching
Well,
Law
yeah.
and
Well,
Order.
when
Yeah.
you think about it, it's what Obi-Wan does. Just like in New Hope. What does he do? He goes off by himself and he does these little side missions where
Mhm.
and that's what's cool about that. Him
Mm.
going off on his own and he's investigating the stuff. You're right. He is like
Yeah.
a detective.
And
Yeah.
You know.
the thing is also when they want Anakin and Padme, he wants Anakin to accompany Padme to Naboo, and Obi-Wan do this. Even Mace Windu and Obi-Wan tries to tell them, I'm concerned for my Padawan. He's not
He's not
ready.
ready.
He's
Yeah.
not ready. And do what the council requests, Obi-Wan. So right then and there,
He is the chosen one.
Obi-Wan's
So.
trying to show, hey, there's something.
It's
Yeah,
effed
he
up.
doesn't quite trust him on his own.
I'm not liking this.
So Obi-Wan knows how Anakin's thinking about Padme.
Mhm.
Because he's been telling Obi-Wan this whole time, I'm so nervous I haven't seen her, and he knows he's infatuated with her.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got that midichlorian
Yeah.
buildup that you were talking about.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan, he's going to blow.
Take cover, Arizona. And then you hear in the background, look at it, it's Christopher Lee's character.
Junction. Hey.
But so,
Deck scene in the diner.
that's true.
Which is pretty slick. It's parkour something
I
that you
liked
don't get
it.
to see.
Yeah.
Thought it was fun.
It was.
And
Yeah.
then Dex steers him. He's like, "Hey, this is one of those Camino darts, and so then Obi-Wan. I thought this was a neat scene where Obi-Wan goes to the Jedi library.
Yeah.
How cool was that?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the librarian.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
She was a
But
bitch.
did you notice?
Acosta Nu
Huh?
is her name.
What's her name?
Acosta Nu.
Acosta something. But
Did you notice when he was waiting for her to come up to him to talk to him about that, what he was staring at, Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
There was
The statue.
there was a bust, a statue of Qui-Gon,
Oh,
and he was
really? I never
he
noticed
was
that.
in
Noticed that.
thought. He was staring at that, and she said, and then she comes in and talks to him. You never
Mhm.
noticed that?
What's her
No.
name again? I've never noticed that in the whole that there was a statue of Qui-Gon.
It was
have to
his
watch that
face.
one.
It was like his face.
You sure it wasn't just when they burned him and they just stuck him up there? When he's all crispy and shit.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah,
They-
that was it. That
they
was
made-
We
totally
forgot
it.
to talk about that.
Huh?
About how you let this little kid watch this guy's body burn.
Yeah, when they were burning him,
Well, that's how they.
It's cremation.
It's what they did.
but it's
back
like
then.
the Indians back
Vikings,
when. This is
Vikings,
this is a long
Indians.
time
Well,
ago.
you know what I mean.
In a
Yeah, a
galaxy
long time ago.
Yeah.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, a
I
long
thought they
time
would've
ago.
Came up with something better. I mean, he's just sitting there.
I mean, at least they didn't have space marshmallows. They were toasting over there.
I mean, they could have just shot him out into space or something.
Oh my God.
But it is really interesting. The fact that she was just very dismissive Like,
Yeah.
we know everything, and if it's not here, then
If
it
it's
doesn't
not in
exist.
our
Almost-
records, it doesn't
Almost like
exist.
she was in on it.
Almost like she
Yeah.
was in on it.
Yeah.
Which
Like,
is which is not
Doesn't she get-
exactly what happens, but similar.
Doesn't she
Yeah.
question
it
it,
gets fleshed
though?
out. It gets fleshed out later.
With her,
Yeah, because what it turns out is that Dooku is
he's the Jedi who did it, right?
well,
'Cause-
he's the one who uses Sifo Dyas, the Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, because by this time Dooku has left the Order. Okay, so Dooku is gone, and Sifo Dyas is the one that goes and sets up the deal with the Kaminoans.
Right.
Yeah.
Sifo Dyas is the one who sneaks in and removes the records. of the
Oh, he is.
Kaminoans.
Yeah.
He's the
Oh,
one who
He's
did
the
it.
Yeah.
one that goes in there and removes that.
What-
And
But
then,
they never really said how he died, did they?
Well,
I mean-
he just just died. I'm sure
Well,
no one offered,
Did he
so they
piss-
couldn't figure out the plan.
Well, well, they could have explained it a little better.
so
They could have, but it's a little different.
Yeah,
you know,
so-
Is it on a
basic.
deleted scene?
No.
So
Really?
then they pan back to Anakin and Padme at Naboo, which is a critical scene because he's out in the garden with her. She's got this really pretty dress that I want really bad. Someone please
Did you
buy
see
me the
her
dress.
the look on her face though when they do the first kiss? He's like, I mean, she had this like purple shit on her mouth. This was like this big like lipstick, and she's like, that's how she was looking like. Like, God, really?
I had to rewatch that
Oh
scene.
man, it
too.
was sick. I mean, she
Well,
looked like.
I mean, what was she gonna do? Like, go to him, go.
With
That's
the
fine,
purple,
Scott. You
she-
step back. I'll take over.
you know, she lecture.
I wouldn't have. I agree. I did not like the purple lipstick. I did
The look on
remember.
her face was weird.
Yeah,
It was like,
Yeah, I know
Hey,
what you're
First
talking
kisses
about.
are always awkward, so
So Anakin and Padme kind of kiss, and then she pushes him back. No, I shouldn't have done that, kind of thing. So it kind of sets
classic
up,
chick reaction.
yeah,
sets up the love
DT.
story.
Maybe she sensed something about him too. Like, there's something maybe wrong with this guy or something.
Anakin's like, you DT.
Yeah, the
She
weird
does-
thing is, it's the first time that either one of them has had any freedom. It's the first time that they've ever been alone. It's the first time that they've ever been away from like prying eyes,
A
and everything
mentor
else. So,
and- yeah.
so she doesn't have
Oh.
a bodyguard. She doesn't.
Dude,
have
I didn't
people
know where
watching
you were
over her.
going with this. I really didn't.
Oh, good lord!
I was a
And
little
then,
nervous.
but it's the first time that Anakin doesn't have his master looming over him. He doesn't have other Padawans, And good lord, dude.
No, I'm listening.
Wow. But yeah, so it's like the first time that they're actually can be themselves, and there's no one watching,
And
so
talk
it's
about what they wanna
easy
talk about.
Yeah, and it's easy to kind of slip into those conversations and have those feelings.
And look,
So-
they've been in similar spots. He's been a Padawan and is learning all this and discipline and all that. And she's the senator. She's not the queen now. She's of Naboo. She's the senator, and she's had to do this and be disciplined, and no way
so
to
she's
just
been groomed for this position.
she. Oh my God, I can't.
That's
This
like
is gonna be
the.
the longest
Sorry, I
podcast
just had to-
ever.
I just had to laugh. Sorry.
Get it out
But
of
yeah,
your
it's true.
systems.
It's literally just the first time that
So they're
both just
undisciplined,
people.
and they can. Yeah, I love the scene. I thought it was great, and I want that dress too, really, really bad. So,
Can we talk about the sand conversation?
Yeah,
Oh.
sure.
oh yeah,
There's so many memes. In
I
this
don't
movie.
like sand.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's coarse.
It
it's
gets
everywhere. It's irritating,
like, dude,
and
you
it gets
just-
everywhere.
Who wrote this fucking movie?
Yeah. Huh?
Say like, baby, you look good in that dress.
Yeah.
I don't think
Sam
George
Jackson
Lucas was
shows
ever
up with
known
some
for
Colt
his-
45s.
Yeah.
and Come on, kid.
You know what they call it.
Yeah, George
But
Lucas
you gotta
is the best
remember,
dialogue. that-
I
Did
was
he
also-
write that one? Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
We
so
need Tarantino to come around.
in
Right.
Hayden's defense.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to really think about this. The way that it's rough, it's coarse, it's irritating, that kind of thing.
Right.
Go back and rewatch A New Hope and Luke Skywalker. I'm gonna go to the Tossie station and get some paraconverters. It's the same
Well,
thing.
and then you had him go, "Hi, hon."
Yeah,
all about
so they were green
Remember,
actors.
remember when they come back and when the first time Luke sees Han Solo, he's like, "Hi, hon." He's like,
What?
yeah,
He does.
remember
Yeah.
Another fucking thing I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
In
It
Empire.
sounded like Family Guy, like he was doing.
Well,
something.
when he comes back, he's I'm in, or was that Jedi where he goes, I'm in it too. That's Jedi.
That's Jedi.
Oh.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here too.
I was like, what?
But so my point is,
You're right.
they're
You're right.
both
They're
My
similar.
dialogue is still
the writing dialogue, yes, but Hayden was this was his first real big thing, and
Yeah,
so
Well, and you got to go back to also, this is what I was talking about earlier about how Lucas didn't help him develop that
Mhm,
character.
Right.
mhm.
You know,
Well, that's
Here-
because Lucas isn't a character
right,
director.
right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Right.
that when you have people like Ewan McGregor and all those,
Skilled
they're
actors.
skilled
Mhm.
actors. Now, I don't know if Ewan McGregor tried to, help Hayden Christensen along or not, but that's where the director comes in, and he doesn't want to, make his people look bad, but he kind
Yeah.
of did on,
Yeah.
on some stuff,
Mhm.
instead of redoing the same. He's doing the technical stuff.
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
get this dialogue
Yeah.
crap through, and he's not,
Right.
It's like he didn't direct episodes 5 and 6
because
you know,
he doesn't
because
he
he's
doesn't
not
like
a
it.
director,
But he couldn't do this because this was kind of his
Yeah.
thing.
But
Yeah.
so
And story-wise, excellent.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I kind of give Hayden a pass on those cheesy things
You're right.
because I'm like, you know what?
After going back after years watching it, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
it was.
It is a little cringy though.
It
in
is, but
some parts, but
I always remember the theater groaning. I mean, everybody groaned when
Yeah.
they were in the
Yeah.
fireplace and all that.
We
Everybody
did.
groaned during that scene. But you know what?
Yeah.
You didn't care because you knew Star Wars was happening just a few minutes after this bad scene.
Yeah.
Something cool was going to happen, and it does.
Yeah.
You get Obi-Wan on the planet.
and I was sitting next to Dave, and we're just rolling. He's saying things, and I'm trying to not bust out laughing like I am here.
Everybody around us were laughing
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I liked the scene where Obi-Wan finally figures out to go to Camino, and he goes to Camino.
Awesome scene.
That's where he was introduced to Jango Fett and little Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
what was that? That alien? What was the name?
Tachi,
Yeah, boy, you are on it.
That was good.
Yeah, Tashi. She was a little.
little creepy,
just-
like a Close Encounters of the
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg.
just a little Spielberg
No,
I
homage
yeah.
liked it
there.
how they said that they believed he was part of the, the dark, well, not the dark side, but the.
Well, they thought
They
Order.
said, Master Jedi, we've been expecting you,
Yeah,
and he's
that's
like,
what it
I'm
is.
expected.
Yeah.
Well,
Wrong
it's because
Jedi.
someone from the Jedi Council made
Ordered
the order.
all this,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a Jedi showing up, and it's like, oh,
Well, and that's where you
Someone's gonna
first
get
hear
that money.
Master Sifo-Dyas,
That's
know.
right.
Yeah,
And
that's the first time you heard that.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time everyone was like, "Ooh, like Darth Sidious? Was it Sidious?"
Yeah, I
Right.
remember.
thought it was a
And I
whole
was like,
different
who's
person.
that?
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, funny scene, like, thing that Ewan McGregor said was the scene where he meets Django for the first time, and, he's like, Boba, blah, 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 blah. And you meet, oh, that's Boba. And the little kid, Boba, gives this kind of look towards him, kind of a,
I just shoot this dude.
Ewan McGregor, they could not get the reaction from the little kid that they wanted.
no.
George Lucas and all that. They couldn't get the reaction, so Ewan McGregor farted really loud.
What?
And
Hey, Stacy, you need to keep. This
And
is
that
a
kid-
PG podcast. Okay.
please.
Yeah.
And,
Well-
and the kid didn't know it, and the kid went, had that.
Because he smelled
And
it.
that's what they kept in the movie. They kept that in the movie. I
That
thought
is
that was
awesome.
interesting.
Wow. That's
PG.
method acting right there.
No, I thought
Whatever.
but that whole scene was beautiful. When he takes him to see how all of them are getting.
And then they
Made and
go out onto that balcony and then
And
that music boom bum 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 and you see this all the stormtroopers, you know.
yeah,
You're like,
well,
They weren't
clone
stormtroopers there, were
troopers,
they?
but yeah.
well, you know what
Clone
I mean.
troopers.
Clone troopers. You saw that's where
Same
they
thing.
came from was all
Oh,
these
yeah.
clones, you
Station
know.
cloners.
Well, cloners.
Dak was it Dak? No, Dak's the dude that was in the X-wing. What was that fat thing that Obi-Wan was hugging on? What do you call him? Zach?
Dex.
Dex. Yeah.
Oh,
He said they're the cloners.
They're the cloners, yeah.
And
And
he-
remember he said, and damn good ones.
Yeah.
He cussed.
calm
It's a
down
diner,
here,
of
George.
course he
Of
cuts.
This
course
is
he
a
does.
Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's one of the things that I always liked about Star Wars, and it's one of the big criticisms I have about the new Star Wars is like these original Star Wars movies, they went and did all these cool different environments. So you start off in the clouds,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
fog,
yeah.
and then you go to nighttime in the city, and then now you're on Camino, and it's like oceans and huge waves
And
torrential
rain and
coming down,
gray
and then you're
and
back on Naboo where it's beautiful lakes and scenic buildings and architecture.
yes.
And so just the scenery was just amazing.
Yeah, it
really
was.
set the tone for everything that happens
Mhm.
there. So it's
Yeah,
and
because you
that's one of
knew.
those great fight scenes too. Is
I was getting ready to
Obi-Wan
say,
and when he decides it's time to take him in, and he's
Mhm.
got to start fighting Django. And you
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
the Mandalorians are as good as they are.
Yeah.
that was a great
Yep.
scene. That was intense.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
and
very
especially
intense.
because like the outside of the building or whatever the tower, it was slick. It was
Yeah, it's rounded.
and it was
Oh,
rounded and trying to get up on that.
Rainy and
Oh, yeah, and you
Yeah.
just slide, and everyone's moving around. You're just like,
It was
oh.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lightsaber against blaster and jetpacks, and Boba Fett gets up in there and just turns those big
Yeah.
cannons.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh shit,
Yeah. Yeah, because Boba says, and he was like, and you're like, that in the movie theater was loud.
Yeah.
That was loud with those blasters and
God.
stuff. But so that was a great scene. I like that scene.
yeah.
And that in the
Take off
video
those-
game was really awesome too.
Oh yeah.
Well, and that's like probably one of the best sound effects in Star Wars is when Obi-Wan's chasing after them through the asteroid belt, and they drop the mine, the little
That
thermal mine.
hurt
It's
my
like,
ears in the theater.
"Wah."
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
it just
And I remember in the theater,
it's
like
so
putting my
cool.
finger over my kid's ears because he was 5, because it was so loud, and they just kept doing it, and I was like,
Mm.
God,
That is a cool sound.
that
though.
was
Yeah, it was
crazy.
awesome audio.
And
I
the
was just
big,
like,
it was like the
"Whoa."
big purple, explosion
Like
with
this
it.
line that just cut
That
and blasted
that it would
everything
cut
that
it.
came around.
Yeah, that was
Didn't we
amazing.
choose because when we went and saw these, we chose the theaters that had THX.
THX
Yeah,
and IMAX and
mhm.
all that, yeah.
Did we see this in IMAX?
I don't think they
Oh.
did these in IMAX. It was
Yeah.
THX was the big thing at the time.
Right.
So what about the scene? What was the name of that place with the flying little?
Oh, the insects, little insect guys.
Yeah, that was a really big scene. What is the name of that city? Shoot, it escapes me,
Yeah,
and
I
it was
can't
on the
remember.
video game too.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, when they
Geonosis.
yeah,
That's
Geonosis.
It
it,
was
Geonosis.
Geonosis, and the Geonosians were those little What?
They're like,
Nothing. I didn't say
they're
it.
like
See,
angry
he
cockroach
can't
people.
believe that I know this. He can't believe I know
Well, she
this.
played the video game too.
Oh
And
yeah,
I still play it.
I
to this
still
day.
play it.
Yeah.
I still play.
But yeah, the Geonosians were really interesting. They did a pretty good job when it came to
Like
making
flying.
them look real and doing the crowd scenes and everything.
They
It was
kind of
pretty
remind
impressive.
me of what was in the Phantom Menace, the enemy of Anakin when the pod racing scene, the guy that was in the one that kept Sebulba.
Sebulba.
It
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of Sebulba
It
a
looked
little
like
bit.
yeah,
Head structure was similar.
it
Don't you
was.
think?
Yeah.
It was like
I hadn't really thought about it.
Sebulba flying around.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah, you
Stacy
got the
knows a
wings.
lot more about Star Wars than I do.
Oh,
I
and
never thought
don't,
I'd.
you know what I forgot? Also, In Attack of
God,
the
she's on here.
Clones, was it Attack of the Clones or Phantom Menace? Keep me real on this. You see E.T.
Oh, that was
That is actually Attack of the Clones.
That's what I thought
I
it
believe
was,
so.
but I had to make. But you in the Senate, the big Senate thing, you can
I'm
see.
sure that's not
yeah.
Sith,
They had
Revenge of the
E.T.
Sith.
and then they had some other couple.
No, that wasn't Sith.
There wasn't.
It's when they go to do the big vote
Vote
with Jar Jar
now, vote
Binks.
now. That's
Oh,
got to be Attack of the
yeah.
Clones. You can see E.T. a little
That's when
Easter egg.
Padme says that's how what she say
Democracy dies.
dies.
Thunderous applause.
Thunderous
yeah.
Yeah.
applause. Yeah.
Actually, she said liberty.
Does it say Liberty?
This is how liberty dies
Yeah,
with
there you go.
thunderous
Oh,
applause.
Well, what she doesn't realize it's actually a republic.
oh, Jesus.
But anyways, I forgot about the ET thing being there. But going back to Geonosis,
That's when we meet Mr. Dooku, right?
yeah, and it's also where Anakin and Padme they're captured. They're getting ready to go on these big tall poles, and they're going to get executed. And they profess their love for one another,
Yeah, well,
and then
to go
kiss.
back real quick, because they wind up leaving Naboo because he keeps having the nightmares, and they go back to Tatooine.
We forgot.
Oh,
We
yeah.
forgot a pivotal
Oh,
part.
So that's when he goes back to Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
forgot
they
about
get
that.
they get the Obi-Wan distress call, which is what sends them to Geonosis. But yeah, when they're on Tatooine, that's when you get your first dark side glimpse of Anakin.
Yeah.
When he
his
goes-
mom, when his mom.
no,
Because he goes that's when
his mom.
well, right, but that's when he goes back and he kind of crosses paths with Watto, and he
Mhm.
finds out
Oh,
where his
yeah.
mom is, and his mom had been sold, and he kind of tracks her down, and it turns out that she's
Been kidnapped.
been kidnapped.
Been kidnapped by the sand people.
Mhm.
Wait, didn't he sell her off to the Sand People though?
No, that guy. No, he loved Anakin's mom, but she got kidnapped by them.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. I thought that scene where Anakin finds his mom with the sand people and he's talking to her and he's trying to and she dies in his arms. I thought that was the greatest acting from Hayden Christensen.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
go back and look at that, he's looking down and his chin is just quivering from emotion. God, that gets me
It
every
was
time I
good.
see it. And then that music.
Yeah.
So he's looking down, his chin's quivering, and all of a sudden
Looks
he
up
looks
at the camera.
he looks
Yeah.
up and that anger you can see, oh, there the Vader's coming out of him right there. And he goes, he slaughters all
The
those.
music was perfect in it
Yeah.
too. 'Cause
Well,
it-
the thing is, they filmed the entire scene of him killing everybody.
Oh, they did. I was wondering about
They
that.
filmed it, and it's one of those things that they didn't even put it on the bonus footage. They literally cut the scene because they said it was too much.
Too much.
Because when he talks about killing the
Not
women
just the
and the
men,
children,
the women and the children.
it shows him go through and like literally slaughter the entire village.
Mhm.
And so they took it out because they thought it was a little bit too much, and it may have been, but it would have been interesting to see him do a little bit more.
Right.
I
at
think.
least
Yeah.
a couple more kills and then cut it. I mean,
Yeah.
And you remember as he's slaughtering the sand people, it cuts to Yoda in his meditation and
Oh, that's when you go.
and Anakin and you know
You know the no wasn't him. Why couldn't he just come back and film the no? Because
Who?
Liam Neeson.
Well, because there is no.
Because
there's-
the Anakin shout is from Phantom Menace, and then you hear some other dude going,
No, it's Qui-Gon.
it's Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
I don't think, but I'm talking about, the guy who actually said the no part. Because it cuts. He
I thought it
goes-
was that Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson says Anakin, and then when
The no doesn't sound like
does
anybody.
not sound like Liam.
No, it
Neeson.
doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like anybody.
Yeah,
Maybe it's James Earl Jones.
Oh my God.
no, it wasn't
I
him.
don't know, I
yeah.
never noticed the difference.
Watch it,
I
I
think it's
promise
just
you.
Because I think it's
When
just
you listen
because-
to it, there I'll put here. You guys, I'll bring it
He-
up.
No, I
He's
mean, I
true.
believe
It's
you.
true.
No,
It's
I
to
didn't-
me, it's
right.
like once he says Anakin, it's like Liam Neeson. So
Yeah.
the no didn't even register.
Yeah, the no, I didn't. I know exactly
Oh.
what you're saying, Dave, because it doesn't sound like any of them. I
Why
don't know.
couldn't they just call him up and have him record no
Well,
over
then
the
you gotta
phone?
pay the man.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
But
Well, they had
that,
to pay for his likeness when Anakin or Obi-Wan sees him in the library. So he was already getting paid.
Sees him in the library.
the bust,
The bus.
Oh,
the sculpture.
And actually, I don't know if that was actually Qui-Gon. I thought that was Dooku because the bus were the different Jedi that had left
If you
the
look at
order.
if you look at the bust, it's got a full beard.
Well,
Like
they all got beards. Half of them.
Duke, not like no, like a Qui-Gon. It
Yeah.
looks.
Oh,
I have to
Go back and
because
look
I
and
always thought it
see.
was Dooku.
I
because
never even
it
noticed
was the
that
statue.
before. I never noticed
Look
the
and
statue.
see. I always thought it was Qui-Gon, but
Yeah, now I'm really curious.
I know.
So, yeah.
But anyways, where were we at? Oh,
He
the
winds
slaughter.
up killing everybody, and then he gets the distress signal, so he's already
Well, and
messed
he
up.
tells Padme what he did. He's like, I killed them. I killed them all, not just the men, the women, and the children. And the camera pans on her face, and she's like, "Whoa!" But she's like, "Well, to be angry is to be human." And he's like, "I'm a Jedi. I'm better than this." So you can see the
little push pull there.
big time push pull there. Yeah, but
But she also gives him a little bit of cover so that he, can justify his actions
yeah,
a little bit,
yeah. But we're back on Geonosis. They, say they love each other, kiss, all that. But that scene was great because then the Obi-Wan they capture. Well, Dooku captures Obi-Wan, and you remember he has him up in these like
And
laser
it's so cool.
Yeah, little
looking.
laser
Yeah.
binding.
laser binding things,
Yeah.
and he was and Christopher Lee. We got to shout out to Christopher
Oh,
Lee.
it's so good.
He's
I mean, Mr. Dracula himself,
Speaking of that,
Sauron.
did you hear about
the Yoda.
well, I was going to talk about it, but
Oh, okay, go ahead.
the prank that he did that George Lucas pulled on Christopher Lee. He comes to the set one day and Yoda's there and he's got vampire teeth. And Lee looks at him and says, "Oh no, George, not you too." Awesome.
Christopher Lee, just having him in this movie was just
It's a stroke of genius.
just
And it's
absolute
Full
genius.
circle. Peter Cushing been in the first Star.
Yeah,
New Hope,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
Governor
Van
Tarkin.
Helsing, Mr. Van Helsing, and then here comes Dracula,
Yeah,
and they name him Count Dooku.
Count
I
Duke,
mean,
a
come
count.
That's getting you better.
He's
Yeah.
the only Jedi that was
Nobility.
count.
Yeah, he's the
Well, he
only
was
one.
born in nobility, so that was
Yeah.
actually his title.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
But it was kind of.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of
it'd been
painted.
cool if they had him in a castle.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Sound
Maybe
like
that's when he had Obi-Wan
Yeah.
up in that. Was that a
Sand
castle?
castle.
yeah, and
Kind
Kind
actually-
of looked like a
and-
castle.
Yeah, and going back to the deleted scenes, some of those deleted scenes are when Dooku is talking to Obi-Wan and trying to convince him to turn
To
and
turn.
join him, and then later on when they capture Anakin and Padme, he's talking to them and he's like, "Hey, you should be on my side. You should be, all these things that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This is what we're fighting against." And so it was really good how they added that little political part to it, where he's actually trying to negotiate with him, and then when she kind of resists, he's like, "Well, I guess that's out of my hands now, I guess." So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's interesting, and but they cut some of that stuff, and I'm sure they thought it was kind of dry dialogue or something.
Yeah.
And they just added so much to the story.
I like Christopher Lee how when they had him captive up there in the laser things, how he tries to manipulate, oh no, my friend, this is madness. I'm gonna have them release you immediately. And
Mhm.
Obi-Wan's like, I thought you were the leader here, Dooku,
Yeah.
and stuff. So, and then
So
then
cool.
when he finds out Obi-Wan won't join him, you can see on his face
He's pissed.
the
He's just-
disappointment.
Yeah, because that is his apprentice's apprentice.
Yeah.
You can see
that's-
kind of the sadness in his face, and then he says, "It's going to be difficult to secure your release." You can tell you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh man,
So
he's
cool.
a dick."
Yes, not anywhere of the day.
Yeah.
but it really is interesting because it's interesting how Dooku and his mindset and his sensibilities very much influenced um, Liam Neeson.
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
And so he because Qui-Gon understood where Dooku was coming from when he had issues with the Jedi Order.
and Qui-Gon's
so-
a little rebellious too
And
with
Qui-Gon
him.
was rebellious.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan was rebellious.
Mm.
And I think Dooku really thought that he was going to be able to get Obi-Wan on his side because Dooku wasn't he's hanging out with Darth Sidious just for the knowledge. He's not doing it because he likes the guy. He's trying to actually change the order of power and actually run this thing. So he's looking for help
Yeah.
in dealing with this.
Is that why Yoda and Mace Windu were a little apprehensive of Obi-Wan training Anakin because he had that little bit of rebellion in him too,
Good
and they
reason.
wanted
Mm.
they
I
knew
thought
that
so.
yeah.
What about let's step back a little bit. I forgot this scene. Um uh, Before they were captured in Geonosis, when they actually went to Geonosis, Anakin and Padme, and they were walking through that tunnel like
Oh,
thing, and
Oh yeah,
those
just like out of Alien.
Geonosians came out of the wall, and then they were in that crazy
Oh, it's
factory.
awesome.
And remember
mhm.
C-3PO was in there and got his head cut off, and he
Yeah.
had a droid head. But just the whole um dancing around those big machines, and then Anakin's they did the little
Oh yeah,
rivets around his,
yeah
and his lightsaber
gets like
cracked,
broken.
got
Yeah.
broken. So that's how kind of they got captured. I thought that was kind of neat. It was
Hmm.
a little
Yeah.
stressful.
Yeah, it was an interesting scene, and I remember when they were showing some of the filming of
I
because they
saw
had like the
that.
things going up, they had like big puffy bumper things, going up and down. So they're trying to time their jumps and
Yeah.
do all this stuff. It's like going through like a weird obstacle course,
And I
Hmm.
remember Natalie
It was
Portman looked at
funny.
George Lucas and said, "This is so ridiculous." And he said, "Yeah, but it's going to
It
look
looked good.
cool."
Yeah.
But remember
Nice.
they had the big, huge pots, and the
The
melting
cauldrons.
was
Yeah.
going in there. And at one point, and of course, R2 saves everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
He saves everything that he flew around and turned it off so it wouldn't get Padme. That was a great scene too.
But see, then I had a complaint about that. He can fly in this movie, but he can't fly in New Hope.
Right.
A little
Yeah.
nitpicky things, but I don't care about it now because I like these movies more than I
Yeah.
did when they first came out.
they can
Well,
fly. Yeah.
let's put it. R2 was younger. R2 was younger than that.
It's true.
He's younger in the prequels. He was too old to fly in the A New Hope.
It could be, or maybe he got the ability broken or somewhere or somehow or something.
Maybe his
Yeah.
union wouldn't let him.
Maybe.
Well, it's also
Well,
like
let's get to the cool scene because
Yes.
we've got the big arena scene,
Oh,
which was awesome. I mean, that's going right back to Jason and the Argonauts and the Ray
fantastic.
Harryhausen monsters and things. Oh, that's so cool. Got them all tied up. And actually, Obi-Wan, when he's like, Anakin, what do you do here? Well, we're here to rescue you, Master. He's like, good job.
Good
Good job.
Yeah.
And he does
Rolls his
it.
eyes. Good job.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, good job.
And then
Dumbass,
Anakin's like,
Yes.
asshole.
Yeah, which is great. One of the best lines in the whole film because you're just laughing. But yeah, when they
Yeah.
go out there in the stadium and you see all the
Mhm.
Geonosians in there
Yeah.
and they're all cheering and there's Dooku and all the bad guys are up
Django.
watching. Django's up there and the ones from the Phantom Menace, the guild or
The Separatists.
no, the guys that were doing the blockade around around Naboo in Phantom Menace.
oh,
I can't remember his name, but anyway, so
yeah.
they're in there and they're like, "Ooh, we want to watch her die," kind of thing. They were
Oh,
like
I
so
know who you're.
excited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he had like all the bad guys watching. It was just so much fun. Um,
Natalie Portman had the biggest balls of all of them because she's the first one that makes a move.
She starts climbing up
She
the
starts
thing.
climbing
Oh
up.
man, didn't that look real when that tiger-looking
Yeah.
thing scraped her in the back and she screamed out?
yeah.
That looked
Well,
real.
people were like moving when the thing was trying to jump up at them and
Yeah.
stuff like
It
that.
did- I mean, honestly, for the special effects at the time, that looked really good for
Oh,
something
yeah.
to jump up and to get that perspective correct.
Mm-hmm.
From the height and everything. Really well done.
Oh yeah.
But I loved how because they actually talked about how they modeled, the big green one that has like the spiky feet.
Like the big spider-looking thing.
Yeah. And they said that they actually made it look jerkier so it would look more
Oh,
Harryhausen
gotcha.
because it was moving smoother. And they're like, yeah, make it more
Yeah.
stop motion looking.
Yeah.
So they literally like pulled back so that it would look more like it was a
Yeah,
stop motion creature.
That was
which
cool.
was brilliant.
Yeah,
Big time.
I love that scene. But then after
Oh.
they get escape,
purple lightsaber
the
time.
best thing, and
Oh,
they're fighting everybody, and then all of a sudden you see Jedi feet coming out, and it's Mace Windu, and then
fucking
Yeah.
he looks and he
badass.
puts the lightsaber up to
Oh.
him, and he said, "This party's over." And it pans out to the
Dude.
arena, and you
Yeah.
just see lightsabers lighting up all over the
I'll
arena.
never forget
I was like,
that
"Oh."
scene. I'm sitting next to Dave, and he comes walking out there, and Dave looks at me and goes, "Crack a motherfucker!" Yeah, I lost it in the theater. I lost it in the theater, and I'm laughing so hard. I'm trying to keep
Oh my
keep it
God.
in. You know, and he's singing the Shaft theme.
I just thought it was the neatest, brilliant thing, showing all the lightsabers light up all around
Oh,
the.
going nuts, crazy.
People were like,
nuts.
"Oh
and
yeah,"
it was
people were going
fun.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
We were like jumping in our
And then they have
seats.
all the battle droids come in, and then all the Jedi are running at them. You know,
Mhm.
you see all
Yeah.
the.
Well, what
man.
about the ship when Yoda
Yeah, they were shooting
Yeah.
Oh
into
yeah,
the.
later on.
later
when
on he
get-
comes in? Yeah. Oh, but the scene, the best.
Oh,
because
God.
they get surrounded, but
Yeah.
the background Jedi were all from an Australian Kendo group.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
they were
shit.
all. There was an Australian Kendo group,
Oh, that's so
and they were
cool.
hired and dressed up, and they were used
Wow.
as
How
the extras for
fun.
that battle
How
because they
fun.
knew basically
Wow.
you could just
How
go
to
through
do
the
it.
different katas
Mhm.
and you could go through the different moves,
That's so
so it
cool.
would look accurate on a background kind of basis, which
No,
was
Yeah.
really slick.
Did Ray Park have any? Did he do any of the fight coordination for any
I
of
don't
those?
believe so.
There was another guy, and I can't remember his name.
Hmm.
He had white hair. I can't remember his
Kenny
name.
Baker.
Huh?
No.
Oh my God.
No, but yeah, so they capture all the Jedi. And
Yeah.
they kill a bunch, which was freaky, you know, because it's like attrition.
Yeah, that's the first time like
Yeah.
you see a mass amount of Jedi.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
But then you got to talk about the most effed up part of that whole scene.
oh man, when Mace Windu goes down there and Jango Fett,
Just decapitates that son bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
and you remember
Pretty good
that
move,
scene
too.
of Boba going up to the helmet, and I was like,
that was.
dude, your dad's head's in there.
Yeah,
But
that
anyway,
was so
How
messed
freaky would that
up.
have been if the head would have just went beep
But-
out the bottom? You know, that.
Oh, that would have been
Tongue-
awesome.
tongue hanging out.
But isn't there a shot of him like putting the helmet up to
it
his
shows
forehead?
him holding it like this.
Yeah.
You know.
Blood
Love
all over
that.
it. No.
Yeah.
No, because the lightsaber killed him, which cauterized it.
Oh, is
Because
that what it
wasn't
was?
this movie PG-13? Because it was like they made a big
Yeah,
stink
they
about it.
all PG.
I think they all were, yeah. But that was, I think, was on a like poster or something.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, I think a pretty iconic scene, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Django was coming at him with bullets or whatever, you know.
Yeah, Mace Windu was just.
Mace Windu was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Boom, you know. There it went.
Such a good battle scene.
God, that scene was so
See, that was
amazing.
like your idea of a great battle scene from the last one. It works.
Mhm.
Everybody was going nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not even from there, you know, it's like they get captured. So he captures all the Jedi. And
Yeah.
he's getting ready just to kill them all because they won't
Mhm.
surrender.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's when Yoda swoops
Yoda
in. with
swoops
the
in.
clones, and then it's a huge
Yeah.
battle that you see
Yeah.
on that massive,
Yeah.
like, real
Yeah.
big
So good.
battlefield.
Little Yoda on that ship.
Oh,
Everybody
so
was like,
awesome.
yeah, here comes Yoda.
And they got those weird guns that they use to kind of shoot down
Yeah.
the big capital ships that are trying to take off, and they're like shooting them down.
The techno
But I swear to
union
God, they
ships.
look just like the little ray gun things in the Godzilla movies that would shoot the
Oh
little
yeah,
electrical beams.
yeah, it did. They
Almost looks
did.
the same. I'm just like, are they gonna shoot little electrical beams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Godzilla will be in stuff.
Yeah.
I was all excited, but no. But it was still cool as shit.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
then
mean, how they did all
Anakin and Obi-Wan and Padme go up on this ship to chase after Dooku, who escapes. Of course, he escapes. She falls out of the ship, and
Is that because why
Anakin
did she fall? It was that
They got hit.
he got
It
hit
got
by
hit
a,
okay.
and Anakin
Yeah, she just
freaks
got
out,
dumped out.
just freaks out. Turn the ship around, go get her. You know, he's freaking out because he loves her and everything. But Obi-Wan's trying to tell him, no,
He's like,
no,
"What
your
would you?"
mission.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan was always about,
The
in all the
mission.
movies, it's always about the mission.
yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
And he
Always.
throws that thing about what would Padme do
If she
Yeah.
were in your
He said you'll
position.
be kicked out of the Jedi Order if you
He said, and he
disobey.
tells him, come to your senses.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the mission. And that's what I always loved about Obi-Wan. And so they go in that hangar,
Oh, so cool.
and then Dooku, you
That
know,
fight between those three.
but
Oh, yeah.
I
Is that
have a
where he
problem.
cuts
I
off?
have a problem with that
All right, well,
fight
hold
scene.
on.
So
With
is
what?
that where
That fight
where
scene.
Anakin's hand gets cut off
Yes.
Yeah.
during? Okay,
I have a
gotcha.
problem with that fight scene.
Why?
All right, let's go.
Obi-Wan is like a master Jedi, and he's a badass Jedi. I mean, everybody knows Obi-Wan's badass.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, Dooku like pretty quick overpowers him, throws
Both
him,
of them.
puts the
The
yeah, I
big
can
metal
I
structure.
can see it with Anakin because he's a Padawan. I wish they would have had a little bit longer fight scene between Dooku
I
and
could see that.
Obi-Wan.
Dooku is very powerful, though.
Well, so is a
Yeah.
Master Jedi.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you figure this is the guy that trained
And
Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon.
Jinn.
Who trained Obi-Wan?
I know.
And what was really cool about it, though, is that it's a completely different fighting style than you saw in any other Star Wars movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Because
Yes.
he's using basically rapier techniques, which if you're thinking about a lightsaber, granted you can slash all you want, but it's a perfect thrusting weapon as well. And so,
Well, even the
he's-
handle looked cool and
oh
different.
yeah, well,
It was
it's
different.
curved like a
Curved,
fencing
like
handle.
a. Mhm.
A modern day fencing handle has that same kind of a curve, so that you can. It's a more natural angle for your hand to be at
And even the way
instead of
he,
twisting your thing.
even
yeah,
the way
so
he gets
he's-
ready for the fight. Remember,
Oh yeah.
the way it's just like a
And then he
fencing.
puts it up to
Yeah.
his face.
And
Yeah.
Christopher
Yeah.
Reed, Christopher Reed was trained in classic stage.
Yes, he was.
fencing
Yes, he
techniques,
was.
and so this was natural to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Which
it
is
was,
why they probably
to
did
me,
that.
it was great because while everyone else is slashing around, he's just like poke.
Yeah.
Poke,
Yeah.
got
I
you,
mean,
got you in the shoulder, got you in
He
the leg,
actually,
and now you're down.
actually, he's
you know?
known for Christopher Lee's known for he had more fencing fight scenes with swords than any other actor in the history of film.
Which is why I wish that scene that I wish it would have been a
Lasted
little bit
longer.
longer with him and Obi-Wan and
I
not
see
to
your
just
point,
overtake him
yeah.
all. But I understand for time. But I
Pacing.
loved
Yeah.
the fight scene. I loved it.
And the problem is, I would have loved to have seen that too, especially like in the next film, because he takes Obi-Wan out really fast again, and you're
Mhm.
just like,
I know.
"Oh."
Yeah.
Like,
it
really?
would have been a fun thing to see.
And I think that's why I am negative because I see it in that one and I see it in the next one. I'm like, come on, this is Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
You
It'd
know?
been cool if he bit him in the neck.
Yeah, but the coolest thing is when Yoda comes in.
The
and starts-
theater went
and
nuts.
starts flipping around like a Mexican jumping.
you
bean. He's
remember-
just like,
No,
After he cuts Anakin, he throws Anakin, cuts
Yeah.
his hand off, and the audience is left like,
we're-
oh
yeah,
my god.
like what the
And
F is gonna
then-
happen next?
Then you see this.
Then you hear it.
Here it comes.
yeah.
The stick and
The theater people, we all
Yeah.
jumped out of
everybody
our
started
seats,
screaming.
screaming.
Especially because when Yoda comes and he has his stick and then he drops it and that little green lightsaber comes out. I
Oh,
mean,
but not only that, he drops the
insanity.
stick. He didn't even pull the green lightsaber. He just
No.
holds his hand there, and it just goes
Oh, it
It
flips.
flips.
straight to his
Oh
hand.
shoot,
and
that's
he's
right.
just like, "Let's rock, motherfucker."
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he was grunting all over.
Yeah, it's like one of those fireworks that like spins around her.
The audience is
What is this, Bruce Lee? Yoda? I mean,
and the audience is looking like, what the hell is going on?
Oh yeah, and Count Dooku's like, "What the hell?"
yeah.
He had the CBB or B. What was it? Metachlorian buildup.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, but he's just like, it's like the Tasmanian devil with a green lightsaber.
Yeah.
You're like,
So
what in the hell am I fighting? And it's like,
And even no matter how many times you watch the movie, that part right there still gets you
And
every
then,
time.
Yeah.
then when they're done fighting, he goes gets that cane again. And
He's,
he starts hobbling again.
Oh,
he's
it's
like
Like a fake werewolf.
he's like Scotty's like Aunt Goldie when
Yeah. We had an aunt,
our aunt.
and she come hobbling in and
Any
stuff.
family thing that
Any
you had to
family thing,
help
she'd come
her
along
to
and help her
the.
Then about an hour later, she's in there playing the harmonica.
She would be all, oh, you couldn't do anything. You had to help her in to eat and everything. And then it was time to take her home. And we, oh, just drop me off at that bar right there. So she would literally open the door and run into that bar.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that reminds me.
She
The, the force is with her. Yeah.
That's
Wait,
exactly
what a-
what it reminds me of.
Yeah, perfect ending to that fight. Of him
Yeah.
just going back with his cane and
And then
Well,
you.
and then,
Oh, go ahead.
Well, when it's all over, and they get Obi-Wan and Anakin, and you find out Padme is okay, and the whole bit. The scene when Dooku goes to Palpatine, and they're like in that
Yes.
industrial park.
He's got that
Mhm.
really
thing.
funky ship with the
The-
the
With the
brown.
it's got the solar sail.
The boat
Yeah,
sails,
the
yeah.
brown sail.
And that thing, like, he slides in there and
Slick.
he hands him the plans to the Death
To
Star,
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
which was so cool.
Was,
The fact that it's the Geonosians that actually,
hmm
help design the basic plans,
Right.
Yeah.
and so it's just like, ooh, that's really cool.
Now you see the connection, the deep
Yeah,
connection
it
there. So
really does a lot.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, then what happens after that scene? Anakin
it's
and
time to party.
Anakin and Padme and R2D2 and C-3PO are on Naboo.
I'm here to fix
Pat-
something.
Padme's in a wedding dress. Anakin's got a robotic hand, and they got married.
Next, yeah, that cut scene of like you can do the hand thing again if you want.
Jedi rabbit.
Next day, do you want me to show you that peach trick again? No, get out the arm.
All right, Goldenrod, get out of here.
Goldenrod.
Folks, I think we've ruined the
I think we have to stop at this
We
point.
have- I gotta get out of here.
Throw the human Scott.
Wait, I think I found that Anakin. No, hold on, let me see.
Oh, are we gonna play it?
Hold on, let me see.
The Anakin what?
The no.
Anakin.
Oh, good lord.
That's not it. Yeah.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
look at it for the next one. We got one more
Listen,
movie to go. So.
listen, if you want to like and subscribe, our channel, please do.
Yeah.
If you want to get a hold of us at spitballcinema@gmail.com. And any suggestions, we'd really appreciate it.
After, and my last comment about it is I really think this is, even though they had the dumb romantic scenes, it's probably my favorite prequel movie of the three.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
hands
mean,
down
I'm
for me.
saying that
Love it.
because I love Darth Maul so much, but
Right.
it's like you said, when they were down on the ground and us audience people were like, what the fuck is going to happen? And I mean, there were so many moments in that movie where people were jumping up and cheering.
Oh,
like,
yeah, the crowds
oh,
just-
they were going
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's probably my favorite of the three prequels. So.
Oh yeah.
Man, knocked it out.
All right.
Okay, no, sounds like that's it then.
Yeah.
It is. I think that's it for the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Scott.
I'm Shane.
I'm David.
And I'm Stacy.
Thank you, folks.
Track down this bounty hunter, you must, Obi-Wan.
Most importantly, find out who he's working for.
What about Senator Amidala? She will still need protecting.
Handle that. Your Padawan will.
Anakin, escort the senator back to her home planet of Naboo. She'll be safer there. And don't use registered transport. Travel as refugees.
As the leader of the opposition, it will be very difficult to get Senator Amidala to leave the capital.
Until caught, this killer is. Our judgment she must respect.
Anakin, go to the Senate and ask Chancellor Palpatine to speak with her about this matter.